in America, in Africa, in Europe, or in Asia. Welcome once again. And today we are going to go through very deep training and through just the basics. But just the basics can be so important, so vital, and so deep. So I would encourage everybody, if you have any questions, just post them in the comments. That is why I also set up my computer so I can see your comments, your feedbacks, whatever you want to ask, so I can address also those ones. First of all, before I start with this training today, I would like to stress a few minutes of importance for you. No matter where you are right now in your RAIN business career, no matter if you just started today, no matter if you started like 2 months ago, if you are here 1 year or more, it doesn't matter. You know, when I started with network marketing, this was a little bit less than 2 years ago. 21st of May will be my 2 years in network marketing, by the way, so it's coming very fast. But when I started with RAIN International, there was one important thing that I applied immediately. You know, all those kind of trainings, videos, like we will do it today, it might like look for you maybe like this is boring, right? Like, I know probably we'll spend like an hour of having a training together. Maybe it will look for you like boring, you know, like a long video and so on, right? But the reality is that these kind of videos, you know, the time that you take to go through to learn the principles, this is the most beneficial that you can get to start your business. This is something that really helps you to blow your business out of the water, to really start getting serious. So that is why I would like you to really pay attention. You know, even if you don't have, you know, so much time, then just go through later. You know, this video will be in this group always. So it's very important for you to go through, take notes, take the basics, and just apply them. You know, when we are attending all those events all around Europe, just also for everybody of us to get better, right? Like there are many different millionaires on the stage, and I would say that 90% of them are telling the same story, the same thing, what they did in network marketing to be successful. So for me, network marketing, it's even easier than, for example, being a school teacher. Why? Because if you are a school teacher, for example, you have different programs that are coming, new ones almost every single year that you need to teach them, you know, you need to learn them and teach the others the same way, right? But in network marketing, once you get these basic principles that we'll go through today, it's always the same. Like, you know, technology can change, like the tools can change, but the basics are always the same. And this is what we are going to go through today, okay? So, I hope you are ready. Take notes. And like I said, post down the questions in the comments. I can see them, and I will be definitely the one who attend them and answer them just through the session. All right. So let's get started. We said we are going to cover 7 steps how to become network marketing professional. So what that means? That simply means we are going to go through the beginning, how we actually find the prospect, right? Because everybody who starts, the first question is, how can I get the prospects? Okay? So the first point, what we will be covering, it will be how to find the prospects, finding the prospects, okay? Then the second point that we'll cover, after we find the prospects, then we'll have how to invite the prospects. So in invitation process, how to invite the prospects properly, so your success ratio of invitation will be higher, okay? Then the third way, after finding prospects, inviting prospects, the third way, it's present the opportunity to them. So we'll talk a little bit more about the presenting, how to present properly the opportunity. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give you my own experience and what I saw in RAIN International in last 2 years, like what is working better, what is not working so good, and so on. That is why I will give you those things, so it might help you to grow your business faster, right? Then the fourth thing that we will focus on is closing. You can do great presentation, but if you are not good in closing, if you don't even pay attention to close the prospect, to become new customer or new distributor, you won't make nothing, because closing is the one that is making money. So we'll also focus on closing especially. Okay? After that, we'll also focus a little bit more on the follow-ups, because sometimes you're trying to close the prospect, but prospect is still not 100% sure that this person wants to do something, right? Then you need to do the follow-ups, because the follow-ups are the one who are very important. Okay? And then the sixth thing that we will focus today, it will be how to help now this person who started, how to help them to grow their business. So how to give them the same basics like you applied at the beginning to help them to go faster. Okay? And then the last thing, the seventh one, we'll talk about the events and how important it is to promote the events. So let's just get started. Like I said, I will have always a look on the questions. If you have any questions, just put them under the comments. Otherwise, let's just get started. If you have any members, just invite them to the presentation. You can also share the video later with them, so they will be ready to go out and make it rain. So, the first thing we said, we are going to talk about how to find the prospect. So, the first way, it's finding prospects. Finding prospects. Okay? So if you are watching the video, definitely also take notes, because it will help you. I'm not going to put everything on the table. I will just put like the most important things. The other things I will tell you. So just take notes, and it will help you to implement it faster. So how can we find the prospect? This is the first, and for some of the people is the biggest question. How can we find the prospects? We have different ways how to find the prospects. The first one, it's what we call, it's warm market. Warm, or you can, some of them are also calling it hot market. Okay? So what that means? Hot market. Hot market are the people who you already interact with in the past. So those are the people who you know. Either you were, I don't know, you were schoolmates, or you are friends from the childhood, or maybe you are just, you know, friends because you're neighbors or something like that, or you're, you know, family, and everybody who you know, those are hot market. Okay? So this is the first way how you can find prospects, right? On your hot market. So everything what you know around yourself, it's your hot market. Now, the second way how to find the prospect, this is how we call it, cold market. Okay? Basically, if you just connect it together, if we said hot market, it's everybody that we know. What is cold market? Cold market is everybody that we don't know, right? Very simple. So everybody around us is cold market, who we don't know. Now the question, which market is way bigger? Hot market or cold market? Cold market is way bigger, right? Because in the world there is like more than 7 billion people living around the world. And our hot market is just few small percentages, right? Like 0.00001% of all the people that are living around the world. So, hot market, it's small, but it's very important for everybody who starts the journey in network marketing. So, in that case, we need to focus on both of them. And usually, everybody who comes and starts in network marketing, usually they start with warm or hot market, and then after that, they go to cold market. Why? Because the trust between the people is different, right? If you contact somebody who you already know from the past, this person knows you, and if you contact the person, you know, who you have good respect between each other, the person will definitely listen to you and also would like to take your opportunity, your opinion, because they admire you, they respect you, and they know if you do something, you are on it, and you can make it happen, right? Then, when you talk with somebody on the cold market, this person don't know you from the beginning. So you need to create a relationship between you and this person. So it will take a little bit more time, plus the person have to have the trust in you, okay? So that is why working with the cold market at the beginning, it's not so easy, but it's easy once you gather all those skills that I'm going to teach you today. Okay? Now, so those are the two ones. So what is the biggest cold market if we talk about the different platforms? Definitely the biggest cold market is right now social media. And social media is the one that is basically make it happen very easy and very simple for everybody. Social media, when we started using social media, network marketing became so easy and so simple. Because right now, you don't need to depend on your own local environment anymore. You need to be dependent on your local country. Because you can simply start business all around the world just with a click, right? So social media is definitely the big one, the biggest one. I'm not going to enter these things very deep because, you know, if you want to cover everything, I can be here until tomorrow. So, just so you know, we have hot market and we have cold market. This is how we can find the prospects, okay? If we just talk a little bit more how to find the prospects on a hot market, right? This is what we do at the beginning. We need to write down a list of people that we know, okay? And then with a proper approach that we also talk how to invite them, then we can invite them to see what we have. Then they can see what product we have, what opportunity we have. So definitely you need to start somewhere, and the best way is to start here. Write down the list of everybody you can think of that you know. Just put them on a piece of paper. Usually on average, person should have at least 200 to 250 names on the list. Because in reality is that everybody of us is surrounded with people, like I said, with schoolmates, with neighbors, with family and friends and so on. So that is why it's not so. If somebody comes to you and say to you they don't have friends, that's a lie. Because it's very simple, everybody have friends. So this is about how to finding the prospects. Then another thing that you can also focus on, it's in your RAIN back office. If you go under Documents Library, there is a RAIN prospecting letter. It's like the PDF letter. It's called RAIN prospecting. And in this one, you can also see the examples. Also, like how you can invite people, how you can find prospects, and all those kind of things. So this is additional tool that you can use it. Okay. So we said the first one was finding the prospects. Now we know where to find the prospects. We said hot market or we said cold market, right? Now the second thing, after we find the prospects, what we need to do? We need to invite the prospects. Now there is one very important thing that you need to understand. If you are going to find a prospect, don't forget about this, the most important thing, the second step, it's called inviting, okay? Because I've seen so many people going from finding directly to presenting. Why I'm saying it's not always good to skip the inviting? Because if you're new one in the company, if you don't have a lot of information about it, more or less you will give informations which are not the best. Maybe you are just trying to figure out something, but you don't have the exact information. And what will happen? If the person don't get exact information, if the person don't get like the most important information, person won't be interested. So you went from finding prospects to presenting, but then you failed. Basically you lost this prospect because you just didn't do the good presentation. The thing is everybody needs to learn those skills. Nobody was born as the best presenter. Nobody was not born as the best inviter and so on. There are different cases how people know how to invite and so on, right? But everybody can master that. Just want you to realize that everybody can master the skills. The same like you go to school and you master this subject or this subject or this subject to pass the exam, right? The same it's here. If I will give you an exam now, how to invite the prospects, how to do the presentation and so on, right? You also need to master those skills before you will take the exam, because otherwise you won't pass the exam. Okay? So you need to understand those basics. Now, after the finding the prospect, we said the second way it's how to invite the prospects, right? So the second one is inviting prospects. Now we are in the stage that we are going to simply just invite people to see what we have. Especially for those ones who are at the beginning of your rain business. You need to use the power of your sponsor or your mentor or your upline. Okay? You need to use it. You shouldn't be on your own from the day one. You should have help from the person who signed you up. You should have help. In that case, first of all, they give you the appropriate information how to go with it, and they should also help you to do first few presentations or just three-way calls or something like that, right? Because the reality is that once you come to the company, you don't have the informations, and you cannot just go out on the street and start talking with people if you don't know what to talk about, right? So you need to be coachable. And on the other side, your sponsor or upline or mentor, whoever is the one who is working with you, also need to give you the things that you can apply it, right? They need to give you the knowledge, okay? Don't be shy to ask questions. You know, biggest leaders are always asking questions and also making the mistakes all the time. But they are aware of that. That's why they are improving and they are growing, okay? So, inviting the prospects. Once we talk about inviting the prospects, there are very important things that we need to say here. First, we will go through the process, how to invite the prospects. There are 5 the most important steps, okay? 5 the most important step, which is called 5 C's of inviting, okay? You can write that down. Let me do it that way. 5 C's of inviting. Okay? So this is a special process. It's very simple, but you need to master it. Because the same, when I came to network marketing, I didn't have a clue what is that all about. But what I did, I simply mastered this process of inviting. And once you master the process of inviting, you will never run out of prospects, and your business will never stop. Your business will grow every single day. The best leaders are the best inviters. Very simple. Period. So, 5 C's of inviting. You need to focus on these C's. So the first C of inviting, it's called compliment. Okay? Compliment. What that means? Let me just check if there are any. Okay, good. There's no any special questions. First one, it's called compliment. Okay? What that means? Whoever is watching this video right now, are you satisfied when somebody gives you the compliment? Do you feel nice? Do you feel better? Do you feel like appreciated if somebody gives you the compliment? I believe you do, right? I believe you do. And the same it's here. Whoever you want to invite, first of all you need to give them the compliment. Because if you don't give them the compliment, you know, they don't treat you seriously, or maybe they just don't see the value, or maybe they just don't appreciate you so much. Okay? You basically open the way to this person more easier. So you need to do the compliment. So what that means? That simply means once you start speaking with somebody, you need to understand that somewhere you need to include the compliment. So for example, if I meet you right now on the street, the first thing what I will do, I will give you the compliment. Okay? Or maybe I will just, first of all, maybe I will just present myself like, hello, my name is Dino, right? But then I will give you the compliment very soon. So I will give you, like, for example, oh, such a nice shoes, I really like them. Or such a nice shirt, it's just amazing, where did you buy it? Or something like that, right? different kind of compliments. There are thousands of compliments you can give to people, right? You just put them in your mind, just few scenarios that you can have it ready, right? Like for example, you can even give the compliment to somebody, no, let's say who is very good, let's say in fitness, that the body is in perfect shape, and so you can just simply say to them, oh, I love your body. You have to probably work out every single day to have that body, for example, right? Is that a compliment? It is, right? So just remember that always when you try to invite somebody, the first step is to give person a compliment, okay? So the second step after the compliment, it's create curiosity, okay? You cannot, curiosity, okay. The second step, we said it's create curiosity. Because you have to understand, you are here in the process of inviting to invite person to the presentation, okay? So you are inviting person to the presentation. So your ultimate goal is to go through these 5 C's of inviting to quality invite person to the presentation, okay? So you need to have in your mind, you are not doing the presentation. You are just inviting person to hear about the presentation. The same is if you invite a person even to WhatsApp group to do the presentation. It also depends on your invitation if the person will be ready to enter the WhatsApp group or no. Is that true? It's true. Very simple. Depends on your way how you invited this person. It will be also a result if this person will be willing to join the WhatsApp group and listen what we have. Okay? So, create curiosity. What you need to do? You need to tell them something why you are reaching out to them, why you want to invite them, right? You need to tell them something. So how you can create the curiosity? Very simple. There are again many different things how you can create the curiosity. Like let's say for example, if I just, for myself, I'm traveling a lot around the world. So if I come, let's say from the airport, and I sit inside the Uber, right, or just the taxi, for example, okay? And then the taxi driver, and I would like to invite this person to see what we have. I do this every single time. I do this every single time. So, if I would like to invite this person to see what we have, for myself, like I said, first of all, I give them the compliment, right? And then, the second one, create a curiosity. So I can tell them, for example, oh, so nice is to travel around the world. I was just in Africa 2 days ago. Yesterday I just came to Europe, and today I'm here in the United States, for example, right? So what I did, I created curiosity. Because person will definitely ask me, what is with you? What do you do, right? I mean, what do you do that you are able to travel so much? Or for example, how to additional things, how to create the curiosity. You can say, oh, I'm feeling so good. I'm after having so much problems. I have so much energy right now. Okay? If you say something like that, what the answer from the person will be? What they will say? What happened with you, right? Why do you have so much energy right now? Okay? So you created the curiosity. For example, if you go, if you speak with someone, you can say, I'm so happy. After 20 years, my back pain is gone, for example, right? Whatever, you are the testimonial, you are the product of the product, whatever you have, whatever you think is working the best in the situation. You just simply give them something that you will raise the curiosity. Because what do you want to do? You want them to ask you, what do you do? Okay? You want them to ask you, what do you do? Like, what do you do? What did you did that the back pain is gone, right? Something needed to happen that your back pain is gone in 20 years, right? Because in that case, people are interested. What do you have? What do you do, right? So you need to create the curiosity. This is the second way, okay? Second thing, how to create the curiosity. Now, the third one. The third one, it's called control yourself. Okay? Why? Because we said already before, our ultimate goal, yourself. Our ultimate goal is simply to invite prospects to the presentation, right? We said invite to presentation, okay? We are inviting person to the presentation, applying the 5 C's of inviting, okay? With 5 C's of inviting, we are inviting person to the presentation. So now, control yourself. We made the compliment. We also raised the curiosity, right? We created the curiosity. But now, once the person will ask you, okay, so what do you do? Or why this back pain is gone? Okay? Or why do you have so much energy? Now, this is the most critical part of inviting the person. Now tell me, how many of you will go and start doing the presentation to this person? How many of you? Most of you will do the same. Why? Very simple. I was the same. I was the same because I didn't know about it. Now, what you need to do, you need to control yourself. What that means is basically you're not doing the presentation for the person. Because once you start doing the presentation, person won't attend the presentation anymore because it will already create their own opinion in their head. In their mind, they already create the opinion, for example, oh, he already told me and I'm not interested, or she told me I'm not interested, right? Because you just gave them like a few things and they created their own story and they said I'm not interested. Some of them will still say, okay, I'm interested, right? But if you do it right, you don't do the presentation, you simply invite them to the presentation, okay? In that case, you will also get those ones who will make their own mind that they are not interested because you already gave them the presentation. No, you are inviting them and then everybody will come to see what we have, right? Okay, so you need to control yourself. How this can be possible? For example, let's say that we meet the person and like we said, okay, you tell the person, oh, I have so much energy, and then the person will say, how come, what happened, right? And then you say, yeah, you know, I partnered, or I'm just using the products from the company that it's really mind-blowing, right? Just something like that. But you're not going into the details. And then they'll say, okay, so what is it? Look, sorry, I'm very busy right now, I need to go. But I can invite you, you can give me your number, I can invite you to the presentation, and you can get all the information, what it's all about. Okay? Remember one thing, you're always in hurry. When we are talking about invitation, you are always in hurry. You don't have 30 minutes, because if you have 30 minutes, then you can do the presentation. But your goal is not to do the presentation, because the reality is that how much time you will spend if you're going to do one-on-one presentations all the time? A lot. That is why you need to leverage the power of masses. You need to leverage something that you can invite 100, 200, 500 people at once, and then you can do the presentation to all 500 of them, and then they can make decision, right? This is your goal. It's not your goal to speak with each of them and give them all the presentations. Imagine how much time you will spend going around. Okay? You cannot speak with 500 people per day if you do it one-on-one. But if you are able to invite them properly, then you can speak with 500 people per day, because you just have presentation from 500 people, right? So, control yourself, don't give them the presentation, just give them few sentences and then you're in a hurry, you need to go, okay? You need to go. So, the fourth step, it's to commit. What that means? No, you need to, first of all, you made the compliment, then you created the curiosity, then you controlled yourself, and now you need to commit this person to come to the presentation, okay? You need to commit this person to come to the presentation. So, here are the few things that you can apply it. For example, like I said, if the person will ask you, alright, so what do you do, or why your back pain is gone, right? And tell them, look, I'm just using these amazing products from the company, just really mind-blowing, right? But because I don't have time right now, I have to go, give me your phone number, or just give me your email or whatever, right? And then just take their own contact information and you give them more informations, okay? So that means you need to commit them because you need to get something from them, either phone number. The best way is phone number, right? Or maybe, I don't know, Facebook or something like that, but the best way is phone number. So now here's one more trick, what I do. Here's what I do. If I want to get the phone number from somebody, okay? I don't do it that way. I don't say to the person, alright, so give me your phone number and then I will look in the person's face. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take my phone, okay? What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take my phone and then I will just look in the phone and I will say, alright, give me your phone number so I can get you more informations, okay? And I won't look in the person's face. I will just look in my phone and I will just wait for the number, okay? Because in that case, person don't have a choice to say yes or no. In that case, person will just say, oh, okay, 0, 4, 1, 8, 5, and so on, right? And then the another step that you can do it. Once the person gives you phone number, you can avoid to get the wrong number, because sometimes person will give you the number that it's not the right one. So what you can do, if the person gives you, let's say, the phone number 041855, right? So you can say, okay, 041825, okay? Did you notice the difference? Because I'm going to read it, so the person will say 041855, and I will repeat it. Okay, so 041255. And then if person pays attention, if the number is correct, person will say, no, it's not 255, it's 855, right? You know you already put it 855, but you are doing the double check with the person, if the person gave you the right information, if the person gave you the right number. How cool is that? Just amazing. I'm doing it all the time, and it's really helping, it's really working. So, once you take down the phone number, now that means you need to commit with the person. So maybe you can just tell them, if you already know where is the presentation, you can just simply tell them, look, the presentation is tomorrow there and there, maybe next week there and there, but you still take the contact information because you need to do follow-up to invite them, right? Okay, so you commit them to listen to the presentation or just to sit down with you, but like I said, just try to use the presentations because it's more powerful. First of all, many people at the same place, it will also persuade the other ones to join faster, right? Because they will see the excitement, they will see the people having success and so on, than just doing it one-on-one, right? So that is how you commit the person to come and see what we have, right? We are still in the process of inviting. And then the fifth step, it's called confirm, okay? So what happened now? Now we already committed this person, but we need to get the confirmation. So if you invite the person, let's say to next week Saturday's presentation, you gave them the information already, but still you need to take their contact details because few days before the presentation, you will do confirmation that the person is really coming. This is the most important step where the most people fail. Because if you don't do the confirmation, the person will forget what they committed for last week. Okay? So you need to do the confirmation all the time. The best way is already to tell people, okay, so the presentation is next week Saturday. Okay, that's good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you the text message Friday evening or maybe Friday morning. Is that good for you? And the person will say, yeah, okay, that's fine for me, right? So they already know that they're expecting the confirmation, okay? So that's the most important thing. The even better way to do the confirmation, it's very simple. Okay, we have the presentation next week, Saturday. I'm going to pick you up. That's the best confirmation ever. Because the person, if they're not wanting to come, they will tell you. Because if you're going to tell them you're coming to their home and pick them up to take them to the presentation, they don't have any excuse. They need to come. Okay? This is the best confirmation you can do it. Okay? Especially at the beginning of your career. So these are the 5 C's of inviting, and this is the most important part in inviting the prospects to the presentation. Okay? Alright, so if you guys have any questions, just drop them down in the comments so I can answer them. Otherwise, we are going to the third thing that we are going to talk today in these 7 ways how to become network marketing professional. And the third way to do it is presenting. This is now where it starts getting interesting, right? This is now where it starts getting interesting. So now we found the prospect, we invited the prospect correctly, now we need to do the presentation, okay? So, when we talk about the presenting, I always rely on 7 the most important things that needs to be included in the presentation, okay? You just need to have this in your mind. Always when you do the presentation, you need to take all those 7 skills somewhere inside the presentation. So, the first thing about presenting, it's about me. Okay? About you, right? About me. So, 2 to 3 minutes. What that means? It's just simply tell them who you are, tell them where you come from, tell them what is your occupation, right? What do you do for living? If you're a professional network marketing, then you are a professional network marketer. Be proud of that you're a professional network marketer, right? So you need to simply tell them a little bit about yourself, about your story, right? What you did, like if you're the new in the company, just tell them that you're so excited about what is happening. So you're just getting started with tell them your vision, what do you want to do. If you're ready for a few months in the company, just tell them the successes you had with the company and so on, right? If you don't have your own success yet, just use your sponsor or your upline success, right? Always rely on somebody who is already doing it, and then when you have the success, then you will share your success, plus your downlines will share your success if they still don't have their own success, right? So, about me, 2 to 3 minutes, very simple. Like I said, who you are, where do you come from, what is your occupation, and so on, okay? What is your hobbies, and so on. So, the second way, out of 7 of presenting, it's a little bit more about the industry. Or I would say, first of all, let's do the company, right? So, we'll do a little bit more about the company, okay? So, you need to, again, take like 3 to 5 minutes to tell people the company you are representing, okay? So, in that case, Rain International. So, tell them the facts about the company, okay? Tell them the things that Rain is doing around the world. Just tell them, it's very important to edify the company, to edify how the company is, the structure, the owners and so on are put it together, right? It's very important. It gives people the trust, right? So, the company, 3 to 5 minutes about the company. Then, the third way, the third thing that needs to be included in the presentation, it's the industry, right? We are in the industry of network marketing, right? You have to be proud of where you are. So, the industry, again, 3 to 5 minutes about the industry. So what that means? It's very simple. Just give them the basics about network marketing. You can that we have in our presentation more or less. It's working very well. Cash flow quadrant from Robert Kiyosaki, right? This is also about the industry, about how to cash flow, how to make money around the world. Also about the network marketing, the facts, how the network marketing industry is growing around the world, right? We have the slides about the facts, about the continents, how much revenue they make, how many millions of distributors are in different continents and so on. So these are the facts about the industry, right? So just give them the basics, again, like 3 to 5 minutes about that, okay? So now the fourth way in the presentation, it's about the product, right? You need to present them the product. Again, 5 to 7 minutes, okay? Product. So the products that we have, present the products. When you are presenting the products, make sure that you give them the basics. Again, you don't need to enter the ingredients that the products have. You don't need to tell them all the studies. You need to tell them all the facts. What people want to hear are basically just why this product it's working. What are the benefits of the product, right? So give them the benefits. Just mention the ingredients and then give them the benefits of the product. Why the people should have. Because the reality is that if you come to me and you are telling me all the facts about the product, all the studies, but if I still don't get it, if I still don't understand why I should have this product, right? What are the benefits? That's the most important. Give people the benefits. Why these products are helping to people to get better, right? Very simple. Give them the benefits. And this is where you take 5 to 7 minutes about the product. Now, the fifth step in presenting, it's about the compensation, right? Or let's just do it, the business, right? Business. Again, 5 to 7 minutes. This should be your focus, always short and effective presentations. Business. Again, you don't enter all the ways that we have in Ray International. You cannot in 7 minutes, you cannot cover all the 7 ways how we are getting paid. Is that true? It's true, right? So what you need to give them, the first and the most important things. Like myself, what I usually do, I focus on preferred customer and I focus on first order bonus. I don't focus on generation batch. I don't focus on different like the team commissions and so on, because it makes people confused. Especially at the beginning when you are presenting. Those things are for the training of the compensation plan, not on the presentation to give all those things. Okay? So just focus on those basics again. First order bonus and preferred customer. Those are the most strongest one. And then you can just throw the chat, just for example, okay, this is lifestyle bonus, just to show them the things like we have on the presentation. But don't enter the discussions about it because it's just too much. Okay? So, business, again, 5 to 7 minutes. Why they should do this business? Now, the sixth one. Okay? The sixth one is basically testimonials. Okay, you can also change if you want. After you can also do it testimonials before the business, right? I'm just stating the points that you need to cover it. So you can even change, for example, you can do the testimonials before the business, for example. So testimonials about the product, again, 3 to 5 minutes. So testimonials about the product, about the business, right? You can do both. That is why I usually include them after that, because you can take like 1 or 2 testimonials, like 1 minute testimonial for the product, and then you can take maybe 1 or 2 testimonials about the business, right? You can invite somebody who already made maybe like last week like $1,000. You can simply invite this person to put a testimonial about how to make money, right? Never just think that testimonials are just about the product. Testimonials are also about the money, right? About how to get better, how to improve the financial situation of the person. So that is why I always usually say testimonials after that, because then you can include product plus business already, right? Now, the 7th one, okay? The 7th one, it's basically show them the plan, right? Or I usually do it like show the options. Okay, again, 3 to 5 minutes. What that means, show the options? It basically just means show them how they can get started. Show them the packages and how they can get started as distributor or as customer. This is kind of like the closing, right? So presenting, show them the options. How can they get started? Okay? This is how you do 7 ways of the presenting. Focus on them and look at that. Very simple, very short and effective presentation. If we just calculate, let's say that we take the maximum times of all those 7 points. We have 3 minutes plus 5 it's 8, plus 5 it's 13, plus 7 it's 20, 27, 32, plus 5, 37 minutes long presentation, right? Now ask yourself, how long presentation do you do? How long is your presentation? If your presentation is more than 1 hour, you are way too long. Way too long. You should have presentation between 35 to 45 minutes max. From the beginning till the end. Because, again, ask yourself, are you ready to come to the presentation and sit there for 2 hours? Or 1 hour and 30 minutes? You're not so much focused and comfortable anymore. So, presentation shouldn't be longer than 45 minutes. Okay, even if you take a few minutes more in each of those sections. Shouldn't be longer than 45 minutes. So, focus on that, get better, get so well trained that you'll get all the facts in 45 minutes instead of giving people all the facts in 2 hours. Very simple. Okay? That is why you need to go through, like, this presentation was okay. The next one, it's a little bit better. The next one, it's again a little bit better. The next one, it's way better already. So you need to train. You need to do mistakes in order for you to progress. Okay? So these are the 7 ways of presenting. So you can apply those ones. I hope you are taking notes so you can simply just apply them. Now, the 4th thing about making it happen in Array International. So now we had finding prospects, the first one. The second one was inviting the prospects. The third one was presenting. And now the 4th one. Fourth one, it's closing. Closing. What that means? It's actually after the presentation, right? It can happen after the presentation. It can happen after the phone conversation. It can happen after the follow-up. It can happen, you know, wherever, like how do you talk with people? It can happen over the message, whatever. But closing. Why I always choose closing to be very important one? Because closing is the one that brings you money. Because ask yourself that. You can be the best in inviting. Also the best in finding prospects, right? The best in inviting. You can be the best in presenting. But if you are not good in closing, you will lose so much money, believe me. So the closing is the vital part of your business to really take off ground. It's just the closing is the one that brings you money. And that is why you need to pay attention, you need to get better in closing. Okay? You need to work on that. These are the skills, right? You need to master those skills. So you need to work on closing, how to take the best words about closing. Okay? Closing, it's very important, and that is why I will do a special video about closing. Okay? I will do very soon, special video about closing. I'm just going to cover the basics, no? Because we can just talk about closing for hours. Okay, different tactics, different things, how you can close the prospects, right? But once we talk about closing, there is one important thing. Okay, for those of you who are working with me directly, you always hear this word from me. Less is more, right? Less is more. What that means? That means you talk less, but you're giving them more benefits and more value. Because the reality is that people don't like to listen to long things, long sentences, long stories. They just want to get short facts about what you want from them. So less is more. What that means, when somebody asks you a question, don't have answer long like that. No, short answer. Short question, short answer. Okay? Very simple. What do you think? The question is so short and the answer is so long. Something is wrong. I'm telling you, something is wrong. So, less is more. What I'm trying to say, it's just give them the facts, give them the most important things. Once they ask you, for example, alright, so how can I get paid, right? Again, I already told you before, how can I get paid? You don't give them all the compensation plan, you just give them the basics, like very few important things about how they can get paid, right? The same thing. Just less is more, always remember that less is more, okay? And then I'm going to give you tip that pay attention to what I'm going to say to you right now. You know, in Ray International and in any company, but we are talking about Ray International here, companies have packages to start, right? Enrollment packages. You know, we have in Ray International, on most of the markets, we have about the similar packages, right? So we have basic pack, we have builders pack, we have different builders pack, but let's say just we have builders pack. Then we have pro pack, then we have bronze pack, then we have gold pack, and then we have elite pack, right? But I'm going to reduce that a little bit. So let's say we just offer basic, builder, bronze, gold, and elite. So we have 5 options, okay? So if we offer to somebody 5 options, okay, you always need to think about it. You offer them 5 options. So you offer them, so what do? Well, once you start the process of closing, okay, here is what you can rely on. After you do the presentation, after the business and so on, right? What you do? You ask them, okay, so after going all through these things that we just talked today, what did you like the most? Okay? If you are paying attention, these words that I'm giving you really have meanings. What did I ask? I said, after reviewing the presentation, what did you like the most? Okay? I didn't ask, what do you think? I didn't ask any particular question that can give me also the negative answer. I always ask the question that I can just give the positive answer. Okay? So if I ask the person, after reviewing the presentation, after hearing the presentation, what did you like the most? Even if there was something in the presentation that person didn't like, do you think that the person will answer me with this answer? No, because I asked them, what did you like the most? So if I ask them, what did you like the most, they will give me the thing that they like the most in the presentation. And this is how I want to drive the conversation in a positive way all the time. So when I ask them, what did you like the most? They will tell me, oh, I don't know. They will say, oh, the product is fantastic, right? Or the compensation plan is just out of this world, right? You're just paying so much, for example. Whatever, right? Then we say, okay, great. So now, do you have any additional questions? Or where do you see yourself getting started? I'm giving you $1 million tips right now. I'm giving you exactly the words that are closing down the prospects. That is why I told you, pay attention what I'm going to say to you. So, let me repeat once again. After if you don't have any more questions, right? So now if you don't have any more questions, where do you see yourself getting started? Okay? Very simple, very elegant way to ask person for money, right? This is another thing. Closing. Ask for money. Okay? So many people is scared to ask for money. But the reality is that if you never ask for money, you will never have it. Very simple. So, very elegant way, where do you see yourself getting started? This is how I asked my person, which package you want, right? Where do you want to start? Okay? So, where do you see yourself getting started? And then, before I get the answer, I tell them, with A, B, C, D, or E. What is that? It's basic, builder, bronze, gold, or elite package, for example, right? So, where do you see yourself getting started with? With A, B, C, D, or E, right? Very simple. And now, here is the critical point. Once you ask this question, this is now the limit of closing. Now, when you ask the person this question, what do you need to do? Now, you need to wait for an answer. Because you ask the person the question, right? You ask the person, where do you see yourself getting started? With A, B, C, D, or E. So what do? Wait for an answer. Now let me give you a tip what will happen most of the time. Person will be quiet. How many of you experienced that the person was quiet for second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5, and this just goes on and on, right? But most of the time you didn't even wait for so long because you failed, because you made something that you actually took the attention to something different. What I'm trying to say, once you ask the person this question, you're there to wait. Because so many people are feeling uncomfortable to wait for an answer. So let me give you an example what people will do. They will say, okay, so I ask you, where do you see yourself getting started? A, B, C, D, or E? And no, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and then usually like between 2 and 3 seconds people say, those ones who are asking the question, right? They should be quiet, but what they say, you know, we have very good product, or product, we have so, oh, I just remembered one more testimonial, you know, this is great, the person just made $700 last week, and so on, right? This is what most of the people do. But here's the catch. Once you start speaking, you lose. Because you took the person from making the decision back to the thing that you already told them before. Okay? So, if you would like to be good in closing, ask closing questions and wait for an answer. And wait for an answer so long that the person gives you A, or they will say C, or they will say E, or they will say I'm not interested. So, you need to get yes or no. Okay? Yes or no. Maybe it's not an option in this business. Maybe it's the worst enemy. Because once you hear maybe, then you have in your subconscious mind, you have always like, oh, this person said maybe this one will join next week, right? And this will be week after week after week after week, the person won't join. Because you just have it in your mind, maybe, no, yes or no. So, where do you see yourself getting started? A, B, C, D, or E? And wait for an answer. It happened to me the one time I was waiting for like 8 seconds to get an answer. But you know what? I didn't say nothing. I was just waiting. And then the person feels so uncomfortable because they know they need to answer the question, right? And then they will say, oh, okay, let me start with A. Or let me start with C, right? Okay? Very simple. Okay, great. And now, when the person say, okay, I'm going to take C. Now, another thing. Okay, good. So, let us, then you just, if you have the phone or laptop, you just pull it out, start, tell the person, okay, so let's do the registration, right? Okay, the same with customer. If the person wants to be customer, the same way. Okay, let's do the registration, right? So, in the countries that you are also using the credit cards, okay, for the payment, here's the thing. When the person say, alright, I'm going to start with C. Alright, great. So, do you want to pay with Visa or MasterCard, right? And then the person will say, oh, you know, I'm going to do Visa. Alright, you start with 4 and the rest of the 15 numbers, right? If the person say, start with MasterCard, I'll pay with MasterCard. Alright, you start with 5. Okay, and you just put the 5 on. Okay, just give me the other 15 numbers to fill out the form, right? How do I know that? Because I'm doing it. How do I know that? Very simple. You need to get great in closing. Once you get great in closing, your business will be so easy. So easy, it's unbelievably easy. I'm telling you, you need to get great in closing. So, like I said, you need to close the prospects, okay? Now, after the closing, there is 5th way how to become professional in network marketing. And this one, it's follow up. Why you talk about follow-up as separate again? Because the reality is that you cannot always close the person at the first presentation or the first meeting, right? You need to do follow-ups. And in network marketing, just around 10% of people will join immediately. So that means the same time when they heard the presentation, the same time when you sit down with them one-on-one, or the same time when you spoke with them on the phone, just around 10% of them will join immediately. So that means out of your 10 prospects that you will talk with them and show them the plan, 1 on average will join immediately. But you still have 9 more, right? So you still have 9 more. And then with the appropriate follow-up, additional 3 to 4 will join. So can you see how many new members or customers are you losing because you're not doing the follow-up? So from now on, you're going to start doing the proper follow-up, right? So if you spoke with 10 people, 1 joined at the beginning, and then with appropriate follow-up, 3 to 4 will still join. So that means you would have a ratio between 4 out of 10. And this is where you are master in network marketing. Once you have the ratio 4 out of 10, so if you speak with 10 prospects, if you're able to put them in the system 4, you're the best of the best. This is how the best network marketers do. They don't have 8 or 9 out of 10 because it's normal, because people are so different, right? But if you go on 4 out of 10, you're the master. And this is just because of those things, closing and following up. So, follow up. What you need to do, okay, this is the thing, what is called like first 48 hours, okay? What that means, it's basically after the presentation, after you spoke with the person for the first time, the best way for you is to schedule a new appointment already. And this should be done in the next 48 hours, because the person is still fresh, person still knows the information that you gave them at the presentation. So the most important is first 48 hours. This is where 90% of those prospects will still turn back into being members or customers. If you're going to leave them for more than 48 hours, the percentage will drop significantly every single day that you're going to hold it for more. Okay? So first 48 hours of the follow-up are the most important ones, okay? Because then the person is still fresh, is still excited, still have this feeling about the presentation. So they are the ones that they will make the decision faster, okay? Also, very important, you should have the follow-up lists, and you should have like additional drop lists. So what this means, it's basically all the prospects. You need to get yourself accountable. So what that means is basically, if you spoke with 10 prospects, okay, you should have a list of paper. So let's say these are your prospects, okay? So you should have a sheet of paper. You have the prospects. You have the first one, the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, for example. All right. So you have your prospects here on. So now, let's say, for example, you invited those 10 people to the presentation, okay? Now, let's say number 4 and number 6 joined immediately, right? So great, those ones are members right now, or customers, right? So, but you still have 8 of them, okay, that were on your list. This is now where you do the follow-up. First 48 hours, contact everybody and see what they think about, if they have any additional question, because sometimes people will come and they will say, okay, great, but I need to speak with my husband, I need to speak with my wife, I need to speak with my family, I need to speak with whoever, right? But that's the way. So you have always the prospects list, and then simply do the follow-up with those ones, right? And if you are good with follow-up, the same. When you're doing follow-up, you are just using the system of closing that I gave you before, right? So now if you're good with follow-up, like I said, additional maybe 3 to 4 will join. So let's say then after the follow-up, also this one, and this one joined, right? So now you basically have 5 out of 10, right? And you're more than a master of this. But the thing is because you just applied the basic principles, okay? That is why I want to give you, apply the basic principles, how to do that. Alright? So, this is about the follow-up. Now the sixth way that we are going to talk, those two, the last two will be a little bit more shorter because we are already long. So the sixth one is helping them to get started. Once we talk about helping them to get started, there is like tons of things that we can talk about it, right? So that's why I'll also do the same, like for closing, I will do a special video just how to get started, right? How to advise people properly, how to get started, okay? We will do all those videos. But once we talk about helping them to get started, very simple, like we already spoke before, right? You need to find out their dreams, okay? You need to find out their goals. Because not everybody wants to be a millionaire. Not everybody wants to be successful the same way like the other one, right? So what that means, you need to find out their dreams and goals. And once you see that, once you find out their dreams and goals, then you need to put them a plan together how they will work towards the top of the company, okay? Because maybe somebody will say, I just want to make additional $200 per month. Maybe it's not their desire to be a millionaire, right? So if they say, I would just like to make $200 per month, your way of working with this person is very different than with somebody who really wants to have the financial freedom, right? So you need to find out these ways, helping them to get started, dreams, goals, and all those things are included in commitment letter that we are going to talk about that very seriously in next videos, how to really improve the commitment of the people, and also how to use and leverage the commitment letter. Okay, so dreams and goals which are included in the commitment letter. Once they fill out the commitment letter, you will have all those things on the piece of paper, right? Now, also helping them to get started again, like, tell them the basics, give them the appropriate tools like create the list and so on. But like I said, we will cover all those things with special videos. So this is the sixth way how to help them to get started. Okay, now the seventh one and the last one for today, it's promoting events. Okay, this is the most crucial thing for you to duplicate, okay? So, duplication. This is where duplication really starts. Because you can go to event, but if you are there alone, you will get the knowledge alone. But if you are on the event and you have 10 team members with you, you already leverage your knowledge with 10 people. And that means also your team will grow very fast, right? And once you did that, what was the difference? If you had 10 people on the event and 0 at the event, it's about the promoting of the event, right? Creating the urgency how to tell people that it's important for them to be on the event. When I started, from the beginning until today, I never missed event if I was not on any other event from the company. Very simple. If I see that Rain is doing event, if Rain is doing event in America, like the big event, I'll be there. If Rain is doing event in Europe, I'll be there. If Rain is doing event in Africa, I'll be there. If Rain is doing event in Asia, I'll be there. Because I want to support my team, and also I want to get additional knowledge for myself too, right? Very simple, it's for you. You need to support your team members, and also again, you need to invite them. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm back. Just call came in. So, this is the most important thing. You need to promote the events. All the events that we have around, like the trainings, like the different company events, like the leaders events and so on. This is where you need to get great in promoting events, okay? So, these are the basics that I wanted to give you today. We already spent a lot of time together today, but I know that many people will watch this video over and over again. So just reach out to your leaders, to your sponsors, or even to me, and ask additional questions if you have it, because I believe if you really pay attention and go through these things, you'll have many questions. So I hope you took notes. I hope you got additional informations, and very simple. If we apply the knowledge plus the action, it will also create results. Okay? Just remember that knowledge, it's potential power, because if knowledge it's not applied with action, there is no results. So you need to use the knowledge, and you also need to use the action to create the results, right? So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening, and get back with the questions, and get yourself to the next level. All right? So let's make it rain. Bye bye.